Today, we're getting productive. I know. Productivity isn't always everyone's favorite topic, but if you're struggling to get things done, this episode will change that. I'm sharing my top 5 productivity hacks to help you focus, get more done, and crush your business goals. Let's get to it.
Hey y'all, Alyece Smith here, and welcome to the Socially Awesome podcast, where we empower mompreneurs to implement simple social media strategies into their businesses and elevate their online presence. I'm a mompreneur of 3, an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, an influencer, a social media marketing agency owner, and your personal guru. I am here to give you tips, tricks, and tools that you need to build your social media business. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome back to the Socially Awesome podcast. Alyece Smith here, and today we're talking about being productive. I know, everyone's favorite topic, but seriously, it's so important as an online entrepreneur to have systems, have processes, operating procedures in your business so that you can remain productive, because we are in a business that has more distractions than we know what to do with, right? We work from home if you're full-time in your business. So there's the TV, there's the laundry, there's all these distractions. Maybe you have little kids running around. Then social media itself is a whole distraction where you're supposed to be working and you start scrolling, and then 5 hours later, you're like, oh crap, I didn't do what I was supposed to do, right? So today I want to give you 5 of my top productivity tips, okay? And if you have not checked out the Productivity Powerhouse Workshop that I've done, you can find a link to that in the show notes. I went through this entire workshop of how I am crazy productive. I'm actually a certified high performance coach, but it's amazing how much more time you can find in your day when you start having strategies to be productive. Okay. So let's talk about this. And I actually did a episode on somewhat of this last month, talking about, going from overwhelmed to in control. But I want to go a little bit deeper into actionable steps for productivity today. So first and foremost, one of my most top tips for productivity is have some sort of task management software. And there's a ton of them out there you can use for free. Trello's a project manager, but I know a lot of people that use it like task management because you can set reminders on there. I personally use ClickUp. You can find that in the show notes as well under my favorite resources. You can get a free account with ClickUp. It doesn't cost anything. But the reason for this is a lot of the things that we do every day for our business is multiple steps, right? So let's take Instagram Reels, for example. Maybe you're posting a reel every day for your business. There's a lot of steps that go into it, right? You got to write your hook, write your caption, film the reel, add the music, maybe hashtags, SEO, blah, 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 cover photos, get it posted. Like there's so many steps. And part of the reason you're so overwhelmed with all of the tasks that you have is because they're not broken down. When you break it down into step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's bite-sized, right? It's easily digestible. So it makes it so much easier for you to get it done, because instead of sitting there going, oh, I got to post that reel, and you're overwhelmed, you look at it and you're like, okay. And you just follow the steps. It's like it becomes muscle memory after you get through following those steps for a certain amount of time. So when you have a task management software, for me, it's a little bit better than a to-do list. I still write things down on paper all the time. I still use, regular to-do lists. And then I clean my desk like once a week and I go through it, and anything that's written down on paper, I put it into my software. But the beauty of this is because it's broken down into steps, again, it's less overwhelming to my brain. And I think it will be for yours too. It also keeps me on course. So when I realize I'm getting off track, or I realize I'm getting distracted, I will look at ClickUp and I'll say, I got a lot of red. And the red means it's past due, or, I have times set, like this reel needs to be posted at 10 a.m. And the reason I do that is not because my reel has to be posted at 10 a.m., but I can look at it
at noon after I got distracted for an hour and say, this is past due. I got to hurry up and do this, right? This needs to be finished. So for me, that's like top tier productivity. Have some sort of task management software. Okay. My second productivity hook, that's hilarious. Productivity hack is your inbound communication. You need to set limits to that. So what I mean by that, your DMs, your texts, your emails, all of those things, yes, they could be customers checking in. Maybe they couldn't find their course login, something like that. But 9 times out of 10, it is other people's problems, right? Or it's spam or a promotional email, right? So if you are opening your emails every time your phone dings or opening, your DMs every time you see a notification, of course you're getting distracted. You need to be in CEO mode. And I can tell you right now, if you called the CEO of Coca-Cola and wanted to schedule a meeting with them, they're going to say, I got next Friday at noon, right? They're not going to get back to you immediately. It's just not how it works. So set times for you to check those things. So for me, I check my emails first thing in the morning and then I check them in the afternoon. I am not in my email all day long. If I was, nothing would ever get done. Same thing with my DMs, right? I usually check my DMs in the afternoon. Once a day is, key for me, but I try to check it twice a day. But as long as I'm getting back to people in a decent amount of time, 24 hours, that's business, okay? If someone wanted to work with me, they could easily find my Stan Store just about anywhere. So for me, my students' communication is priority and then everyone else. That's just how it operates. But if you're in your DMs all day long, of course you're never getting anything finished because you're responding like a robot and it's too much, right? So stop being afraid of not getting back to people quick enough, because I can promise you right now, you don't want the customer that expects an instant reply anyway, because they don't understand business. They don't understand boundaries. All right. So you really need to set limits on your inbound communication. Number 3, I want you to start setting timers to keep yourself on track. I know it sounds like, oh my gosh, I do this for my toddler kind of thing, but seriously. So I have been trying to grow on Threads. I'm really still trying to figure it out because for me, Threads has been difficult. Okay. I'm not very good at condensing my words into that short of characters, but I set a timer and I tell Alexa, hey, set me a timer for 10 minutes. And I go on and I engage. And when she's off, I get off, right? Set yourself a timer. There's got to be a limit when it comes to certain tasks that you're doing, especially ones that are on social media, because when you're on social media, you're working in your business and you should be spending more time working on your business instead of in it. Okay. So I want you to start using timers to keep track of yourself. Same thing when you're filming content, set a timer, because I can tell you right now, if you don't have a time limit set, then you will sit there and re-record that same reel 25 times until it's perfect. But if you know that timer's going to go off and it's going to mess you up, you're going to get it done real quick. So it puts a little pressure on you. Okay. Tip number 4, I want you to put everything that is important for you, your family, your business on your calendar. What gets scheduled gets done. Okay. And this for me is part of the reason I use the task management software. And then other things that like batching, I time block. So start using time blocking, but put it on your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, you're never going to get to it. It'll be a someday, sometime I'll get to it, and you won't, right? So if you're batch recording reels once a week, that needs to be on your calendar. Not only does it, keep you accountable, but it also shows other people that is a priority for your business, right? So whether that be people in your household or people not in your household, it's a priority. So example of that, someone goes to book a one-on-one call with me or, discovery call, whatever. It's blocked off on my calendar because it's a priority for my business. I am not available 24/7 and you should not be either. Okay. So I want you to start taking your calendar seriously and sticking to it. It does no good to put it on there if you don't stick to it. All right. And the 5th thing, Okay. The fifth thing, I want you to do a time audit. And this is a challenge for a lot of people. But if you really want to get productivity under control, you want to start getting things done, you want to start making moves in your business, do a time audit. You can go Google, you can go ask ChatGPT, how do I do a time audit? But basically, every day for a week, you're going to write down what you did hour to hour. And then at the end of that week, you're going to look at that list and you're going to be like, oh, I wasted a lot of time between 9 and 10 doing absolutely nothing. Oh, I spent 3 hours on Facebook. And this only works if you're honest with yourself. So that's why I said it's a challenge, because you could write whatever you want on that list. But if you're honest with yourself, you're going to be able to create so much more time in your day when you do this, because you're going to be able to start deleting things off that to-do list that are doing absolutely nothing for making money in your business. Okay. So I hope these help. Again, I go into these so much more in depth. I give a ton of techniques specifically in the Powerhouse Productivity Workshop. Definitely check that out. As always, if you got any value out of this episode at all, please subscribe, leave us a review. It's the absolute best compliment you can give. And take a screenshot of you listening to this, throw it in your stories and tag me. I would love to see that you're sharing your business, that you're working and growing on your business, and you are committed to it. So until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.